सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय।
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। शांति शांति शांति। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। शांति शांति शांति। Good morning, guten Morgen. So I think others have not gotten up yet. We Indians score very low on 2 counts. One is time sense, another is patriotism. We score very low on these 2 counts. We are the least patriotic race in the world. Unfortunate, because that's not thought as a part of our education system. You go to Japan, you'll see the patriotism means, they define what is patriotism. There are so many countries, of course Japan tops. In my opinion, Swami Vivekananda said that. Maybe time sense, if you really want to know, maybe you have to go to Germany and see. Those nations are so prosperous because they understand the importance of time. Of course, we are a different race. I don't want to compare our race with others. We are a different race, but we have forgotten that. We want to go beyond time. So our forefathers are rishis, the people who have transcended desha and kala, transcended mind. But not everybody who actually, is not following time is an avaduta. I know, because of laziness also, most of the times, you don't follow time. If you become avadhuta, that means you have transcended the time. So you have gone beyond time, gone beyond mind. You don't have to follow time, time follows you, because you have transcended time. I think I have told you this story. In South India still, we call district magistrates as district collectors. I told you this story. Right. In the north, the IAS officers, district, the district magistrate they call. In south, we call them collector. Still the same nomenclature is being used. British period, because the responsibility of these collectors was to collect taxes for the government. That's why they are called collectors, district collector. Once in Tamil Nadu, that Madras province at that point of time, the Madurai collector, one day he came to that Madura Meenakshi temple. He was checking the accounts because temples also used to be under the control of government. Government had the right to check the accounts and other things because government takes a part of the money that comes to temple hundi as tax. So he was checking the accounts. The people, the temple management committee were showing the accounts to the collector. So expenditure, he was checking the expenditure. One head read like this: food expenditure of yogi. So when he saw the word yogi, he did not understand. Food expenditure of yogi this much. The collector asked the people, temple people, okay, yogi, what is this food expenditure for yogi? Why have you paid for the food expenditure? No, sir, actually what he does, collector asked. So the temple management said he doesn't do anything. He just sits like that. Aram. So that means collector says somebody who doesn't do any work. The waste is to feed him, right? He should earn his bread. The Prabhu is set. Simply somebody is not doing anything and you are feeding him. You are wasting money of the temple. So he did not understand what is a yogi. Yeah, show me the person. Then they showed me. He was just indifferent to the world. Kind of avaduta in himself, absorbed and immersed in himself. So why such lazy people you feed? The collector asked. They did not know how to explain that man's state to him. So they struggled and struggled. They said, what he does, you tell me. And he doesn't do anything, he just sits like this. But so then collector scolded them, for feeding a lazy person like him, who is unproductive, who doesn't do anything, just sits like himself. Then the temple committee made what he does, simply he sits like that, morning to evening, without moving, he just sits like this. And then afterwards they asked the collector, sir, that is not easy. So you sit, actually we will feed you for the rest of your lifetime. You sit like that, like him, we will feed you for the rest of your life. The first time he came to know that somebody who has transcended mind will be like this. Even if you don't feed him, he doesn't care. You won't ask, give me food. And in India we understand that these people have gone beyond mind. They are like God-like. They have gone beyond the limitations of body and mind. They have touched the spirit, the infinite consciousness. We know that they are the salt of the earth. They don't care for the body, whether it stays or it goes. Such high state he is immersed in, experiencing the samadhi, experiencing the highest bliss. But for other people, ordinary people, it's very difficult to understand. Even now in India, you go to any village, people are very ignorant, people are uneducated. You just establish yourself in the outskirts of a village under a tree. You just go and sit just like that, close your eyes. If you practice for 2 hours, if you can close your eyes and don't move your body, people will come. First day what they will do? They will throw a few flowers at you. Second day they will come and put few garlands across your neck. Third day they start breaking coconuts. So fourth day onwards they will bring you prasad and other things. So why do you think actually they worship you like that? Because they understand instinctively you are displaying a greater strength. Controlling the mind. You are not moving your body means you have achieved some degree of mastery over your thought. You have achieved some degree of mastery over your thought. You are displaying a greater strength. Something which I don't have. I don't have that kind of control over my mind, my body, parts, my limbs, they just move like that. So I don't have control over these restless movements of my body. For that first you need to control the mind. And so here is a person who is displaying a greater display of strength. That's why they start worshipping. Don't think actually they are dumb. Don't think the people are dumb and ignorant and illiterate and uneducated. That's why they don't know that. And from 5th, 6th day onwards, they start coming to you with their desires. My daughter has to get married, my son has to get a job. Can you kindly help me, Swami? Because they expect you to invoke the blessings of the divine upon you. because they understand that you are in touch with God. The moment you transcend mind, you come in touch with the consciousness, super consciousness, and that super consciousness actually controls the whole universe. So you have the power to invoke the blessings of the Lord upon me. Kindly invoke the blessings of the Lord upon me and satisfy my desire. So they come with a long list of worldly desires, of course. Then, most of the times it becomes kind of nuisance and you have to get out of the place. You can't meditate anymore. We have n number of such examples in this culture. Of course, we are descendants of yogis, and actually, for practicing yoga, you don't need any material thing. You don't need any money. You can just be blissed out like that. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was one such example. Never touched money in his lifetime, but had the profoundest experience of life, highest experience of life. So when to transcend mind, mind is just based on craving, desire. You just drop the craving, mind disappears. Mind is a ghost. Once the mind disappears, what remains is super consciousness or real existence. What is that? It is so profound. You can never really define it. You can never really explain it to others. It's an experience. One has to get it as an experience only. That experience, is that possible? We have so many such examples from before Buddha and after Buddha. What do you think Buddha's nirvana? That's what? For a person who has transcended the mind, then you become completely fulfilled, right? You become perfect. Why should I attain to that state? Because that is a deathless state. You have transcended even death. And that is a state of bliss. And that is eternal. That is our immortal nature. Having attained to that, there is nothing more to achieve. You are fulfilled. When I use the word fulfilled, you have become complete. No craving. No other desire. No sense of incompleteness. No sense of achieving something more. There is nothing. You are complete. All your doubts, are cleared. So that is the state that we are all seeking it, but a bit unconsciously. That conscious seeking, that the state is called yoga. Yoga means trying to achieve that state and investing some time and energy in that direction. It is worth, even to achieve success in a material field, in a secular life, you need to have some degree of control over your thoughts and emotions. For that, actually, yoga is the only way. It is called subjective science. Okay? They are called subjective science. There are two sciences: objective science, science of the material world, science of matter, and this is subjective science, science of human being in depth. So you need to have both the sciences, but today, unfortunately, the material science has hijacked the word science. Okay? It has hijacked the word science. And for us, yoga means, twisting and knotting the body into different shapes. This is subjective science. We need to have mastery over both sciences. Then we can have a stable and peaceful world. Thank you this much for today. Have a nice day.